Good evening, trans fans. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. I got stuck binge watching the Hotel Transylvania movies all week, which, as far as excuses go, come on, that's pretty good. But I hope you're nice and cozy because today we got a big one here. Turn up the volume and get ready for some angry neighbors. It's Kingdom Blaster. So this came out of nowhere, didn't it? Like, we knew about his wavemate Tigatron months before that toy was even announced, and yet I feel Blaster came completely out of the blue. I do have my suspicions for why that is, however for now let's examine this bombastic Boombox boy. In the spirit of most modern generation's toys, Kingdom Blaster cuts through all the compromises that kept me from wanting his previous toys, in that he scales well with Netflix Soundwave, and he actually looks like Blaster. But getting a look-see, is there any question for who this is? It's such a great looking robot mode. The color red used is so vibrant and eye-catching, and it goes together with the striking yellow on his chest splendidly. The colors even look good on his legs too. I always thought the Fall of Cybertron toys' prototype resin-scented candle wax legs looked pretty fugly, like he forgot to put his pants on. But the color gray and black here just works. There's delicious detail drizzling all over this darling. It's pretty crazy how far they went in some places, like the two circles directly above each of his feet referencing the G1 stickers. And check this out, I cannot believe this. They seriously sculpted in the little fist sliders that his G1 toy had. I had this toy for weeks and only now did I notice that. And the bigger sculpting details really bring out this character so well. The head sculpt also looks pretty solid. Now that's what I call a dome. I appreciate the two-toned silver used, as well as his shrugging emoji antenna. The articulation is terrible. Just kidding, it's great. You know, it's modern Voyager class articulation standard, which is to say it's amazing for a mainline toy. There's absolutely no kibble either, so that kind of helps. It's also worth noting how he has one of his fingers curled outward, so if you wanted to go through the trouble, you can pretend he's pushing on his chest buttons. Or, if you want to save time, you could just do it. And much like Soundwave, his chest springs open to reveal a tiny cassette friend. But this isn't your ordinary translucent blue cassette tape. Oh no! It transforms into Blaster's friend Eject, the only one of Blaster's minions I know by name. The sculpting's solid, the paint is clean, and the joints feel pretty sturdy for something so small. But yeah, I too must wonder, why translucent blue? He's kinda out here looking like Eject's Force Ghost. However, it's probably not a coincidence that Eject's translucent blue plastic looks suspiciously close to the accessories on the upcoming Transformers Legacy figures. So maybe Blaster was supposed to debut in the Legacy toy line but got shoved into Kingdom at the last minute to fill out the wave? That would explain why there's no Blaster in sight on the Kingdom artwork, yet he does make a cheeky cameo on Legacy's promo material. Gee, toy line speculation. I really know what brings in the views here, don't I? I guess I would have preferred opaque plastic, but personally I'm just happy he came with a cassette friend with no additional charge. Moving on, this toy includes this bogusly branded Blaster. The sculpting and molding is impressive, including its own little weapon port so you can cram Cog's legs onto it. But wrapping up Blaster's bot mode, there ain't nary a flaw to be had. As far as robot modes go, it's hard to say that they get any better than this.
Now let's broaden our minds.
The transformation's addictive and smooth, a bit like Blaster himself. It's a bit similar to Netflix Soundwaves, but with enough twists and turns to make it its own thing. I was pretty surprised with how different it ended up. As the name suggests, it's a blast. And now here we are with Blaster's Boombox mode. I can already see all the Gen X Transformers reviewers finding excuses to be condescending to young people who might not know what this is.
Now some of you kids might be wondering, what is this? This doesn't look like a Fortnite. It's great making fun of kids for not recognizing 40-year-old technology even though I don't even know what a PDF is.
Ooh, got better there for a second, didn't I? But I'm not going to be like that. I trust that most of you know what a boombox stereo radio thing is. And hey, this looks pretty spectacular. As the 80s commercial said,
"He looks like an innocent radio. He looks like an innocent radio."
And I get that there isn't a way to mess up a radio mode, but this thing goes above and beyond. It's got an
headphone port,
various knobs with ridges on the sides, and beautiful speaker detailing all around. You know, I just now put it together that Blaster's name is also supposed to be a reference to the fact that he's a radio, like he's blasting music. He's full of surprises today, isn't he? I guess he's not much of a looker from the back, but who cares? Also, this is apparently where his gun is supposed to be stored. Now, I get that some people like to clown on Blaster for having an alt mode that's, let's say, not super helpful in fighting the bad guys, but have you considered this? But yeah, this rounds off the alt mode splendiferously. It's a truly excellent Boombox mode that really tries a lot harder than it probably needed to. And this whole figure really feels like a labor of love.
I really wouldn't mind seeing this mold repurposed into Twincast. Generation selects, pretty please.
I admit this is my first Blaster toy ever. I considered getting the other two that we've had over the years, but they seemed a bit too out of place and jarring compared to Netflix Soundwave. So having a proper version of his Autobot counterpart feels so right, like filling a gap in the collection. It feels real satisfying to say the least, especially when he's one of the best Kingdom figures, and he probably wasn't even meant to be in Kingdom. This is a blasting, booming, blaster boombox.